to see how it looks on the inside. Normally it turns out quite fluffy and light, I have to say, and I think it's done the same this time as well. So I'll just show you the inside of the bread. So that's how it looks. It just looks like a loaf that you'd buy in the shop. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Beauty's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video I want to share with you my tips for making a healthy loaf in a bread maker. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my slightly healthier bread in a bread maker. So we've had this bread maker for quite a few years now. I think my husband said it was probably about 20 years old, and we've recently started using it again. The reason being is I keep reading the back of bread packets and seeing all these like different names for things, and I think I don't actually know what that does, but I know when I cook bread in our bread maker it comes out perfectly. It looks just like a loaf you would buy from the supermarket, and it tastes just the same as well. So I thought that I would bring this out from the cupboard, and it took a lot of effort to get it out of the cupboard because it's been stuffed at the back for so many years, and I thought I would start making bread in it again. It's been brilliant. It's making bread really well still, so I thought I'd share with you how I make our bread slightly healthier. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the basket from the bread maker, and I'm just going to pop that in front of me. So for the recipe, I normally follow a recipe in the book. I don't go off on my own because I don't think it would work in this bread maker. So in the recipe it says to use 5 grams of yeast, so a teaspoon of yeast, for 500 grams of granary flour. So I'm just going to tip that in. And then, as I said, I'm using granary flour, so I'm going to pour the granary flour in as well. And then to that I am going to add some salt and some sugar. So I've got about 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar. The reason I use coconut sugar is it slides through the liver slightly easier. And then I've got about a teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt. And again, Himalayan pink salt is better for the body, and it has a lot more minerals in it as well. So I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. And then I'm going to add some olive oil to this. So I've got about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. In the original recipe, I think it said to use butter or margarine, and it said 2 tablespoons. So I've just basically swapped out the butter for the olive oil. And the reason being is I can't really eat butter. I'm not too good on dairy at the moment. So I use olive oil instead, just in case I want a little bit of it. And then I've also got here some oat milk as well. So I've got about 30 mils of oat milk that I'm going to add to this. In the original recipe it does say to use milk powder, but it also said that if you want it to keep slightly longer, then to use ordinary milk, so to swap it out for ordinary milk. So in the original recipe it says 2 tablespoons of milk powder, but again I've used 2 tablespoons of just ordinary oat milk because I can't have dairy. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about 350 mils of water to that as well. And then I'm going to move my bread maker over to the side because I don't actually have a plug here. And if I did plug it in, I wouldn't want it to leave it here all day. So I'm going to go and move it to where there's a plug. I have moved the bread maker to where there's a plug, and I'm just simply going to pop the basket into the bread maker. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to program it to cook a granary loaf. So I'll show you that now. Now I'm going to select the option that I want. So the granary loaf cooks under a whole wheat loaf, and it's a large loaf as well. So the letter L is there for large, and then that's simply it. It will take 5 hours to cook, and all I do now is just press the start, and ta-da! In 5 hours time we will have a lovely loaf of bread. The bread has finished cooking, so I'm going to open up the top. I'm just going to move this forward a little bit away from the wall as well. So I'm going to open up the top, and as soon as you open up the top the bread machine goes off. So that's gone off. It is quite hot, this, so what I have to do is get a skewer and then stand that up, and then once that's stood up I then have to remove it from the machine, and I'm going to switch the machine off because I'm done with that. I'm just going to leave that open, And then I'm going to try and get the bread out from here as well, so I'll show you that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lever the bread from the basket a little bit to help loosen it, and hopefully it will come out straight away. So I'm just going to flip this over like so, try and get that out of the way, and that is the bread done. And I'm going to leave that to cool, and then later on I will slice it and show you what it looks like on the inside. I have left the bread to cool on the cooling rack, so I'm just going to slice it now just to see how it looks on the inside. Normally it turns out quite fluffy and light, I have to say, and I think it's done the same this time as well. So I'll just show you the inside of the bread. So that's how it looks. It just looks like a loaf that you'd buy in the shop. And I'll just do a slice. It is very crumbly. The first few slices are always quite crumbly, and then as it gets older it does harden. But that's basically the bread done, and it smells absolutely delicious as well. I've been smelling this all afternoon and it smells really nice. So I'm going to go and wrap this in tin foil, and we're going to have this for breakfast tomorrow morning. That's how you make a healthy loaf in a bread maker, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having this for breakfast tomorrow morning, and it smells so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.